Hello, good morning. I'm coming to you from the sunshine. I was just on another Zoom, and as the sun's been coming in, I've slowly had to move across my desk until it's in a different spot, but hopefully y'all can see me. I'm super excited to be on with everybody. If I haven't got a chance to meet you, my name is Natalie Kilborn. I live in Springfield, Missouri. I'm having a tangerine. Oh, look at how sunny the tangerine sun is. It's like the tangerine sun is so good. That's what I'm drinking this morning. I'm going to slide over. Super excited to hang out with you guys. This call is really specifically about the new recruiting roundtable and to give you guys tips, strategies, hacks around making sure that we come behind you and give you the wind beneath your wings, as Bette Midler would say, right? So if you missed it, we'll make sure that we're posting the graphics as they come out from HQ. But the new recruiting roundtable is every single month between February, and I know that it is February 17th, but all of February will count. So it'll basically, the recruiting roundtable will backdate to February 1st, to the last day of February. If you personally sponsor at least 5 new promoters with either the Max or the Mega Pack, Max or Mega, you'll be invited to a special recruiting roundtable, which will be driven by HQ, and it will be amazing content specifically around helping you build your business, becoming a amazing team leader and recruiter inside of your own business. There's going to be some fun swag. I saw a backpack. I saw a shaker cup. I saw some fun sticker gear and things like that. So what does that look like? Let me just tell you all from my perspective, having been here since February of 2015, it doesn't change our business of Prove It, right? We still talk about ketones. We still talk about intermittent fasting. We still talk about helping people get healthy. And we have the ability to offer people a couple options. One, you can get started as a customer. You can place an order, you can drink ketones, you can feel happy, have better energy, have better sleep, have better mood, have some fat loss. That's option 1. Option 2 is you can become a customer and you can get your product for free. We still have our referral program where you can help somebody get their product for free every month. Option 3 is you help them become a promoter. They say, hey, look, I want to share ketones with other people myself, and I want to get paid for it. So therefore, I become a promoter. Those are still our 3 options. Nothing's changing. Don't feel panicked of oh my gosh, I have to change everything. What this is doing is it's just putting some fun incentives. There's also cash. I don't have those in front of me, but we'll make sure that we post the graphic with this, or in the comments, you can see the graphic. There's also cash. Some fun bonuses if you hit that recruiting roundtable 1 month or month after month after month. It kind of builds. So what this is this is just saying where focus goes, energy flows. Sometimes we can get so into hey, let's have the ketone conversation, let's help somebody feel better, that we forget there is a large section of America. There's a large section of Europe. There's a large section of a lot of countries, Mexico, of people who went to bed last night and they said, I don't know how I'm going to pay for my bills. I need a solution to this. Or maybe they have a life circumstance. Their kid's about to go off to college in the fall and they're like, man, how am I going to pay for that? And when you call and you say, hey, have you ever heard about ketones or ketosis? You have the option to say, hey, have you ever thought about being an entrepreneur? Have you ever thought about owning your own business? So I just want to settle everyone's hearts that nothing's changing. It's just a fun program that will go along with what we already have to help to give really fun incentives and rewards as you're building your team. The other thing before I introduce our first speaker is adding customers to your business is addition. Let's think of simple math. I'm a very simple thinker. Let's think of first grade math, right? You have addition. If you add a customer, it's +1. If you add another customer, it's +1. If you add another customer, it's +1. Your business is building. It's absolutely awesome. We celebrate that. Customers is addition into your business. Adding promoters into your business is multiplication. If I am talking to Christina and she gets started as a customer, I just added one to my business. If I'm talking to Lori and she gets started as a promoter, guess what? Now I'm doing multiplication in my business because Lori's going to go find a customer and a customer and a customer. So my business didn't grow by one. My business just grew by the multiplication of whatever Lori's activities are inside of her business. It's multiplication. So we want addition for sure. You want to still add customers. You want to help people get in where they fit in, but adding the multiplication aspect of helping promoters get started is amazing. And it's a much faster, bigger, like long-term solution to building an incredible business for you and your family. I keep saying, I'll just say one thing and then I'll kick it over, but I will say one more thing. This is one of my favorite analogies that somebody taught me years ago. When I got started, I feel like I'm an old dog in network marketing. I think this is year like 13 or 14 that we've been in this style of business. And I would get really caught up in, I'd talk to Melissa and I'd be like, man, Melissa, I want you to do this with me. I try to drag Melissa with me. I try to talk Melissa into doing things with me. And then I would get my feelings hurt when Melissa was like, hey, that's not for me. And I was talking to a mentor of mine and he gave me the simplest analogy that I'm going to give to you guys that I want you just to put in your back pocket. And when these things happen to you, you can be like, oh, that's what Natalie was talking about. So I want you to think about a bag of M&Ms. We've all had it, right? Maybe you like peanut, maybe you like peanut butter, maybe you like the almond ones. Have you had the mint ones? I mean, come on. So I'm going to give each of you a bag of M&Ms and I'm going to tell you for every green M&M you show me, oh, the caramel ones. Come on, Sarah. For every green M&M you show me, I'm going to give you $1,000. I mean, how many of you, I'm looking in the comments, how many of you are like, yes, please give me a bag of M&Ms. I'll take the chance. I'll rip open the bag. I can find the green M&Ms and I'll present them to you and you'll give me $1,000 for every green M&M. Is anybody out? Tell me in the chat. Are you in or are you out? If I give you a bag of M&Ms. Okay, good. Roy. Whoa, sweet Roy. I love you. You're in. So I give you the bag of M&Ms, you rip them open and you just dump them on the table. I mean, M&Ms are flying everywhere. And you know, there's red M&Ms, there's blue M&Ms, there's brown M&Ms, there's yellow M&Ms, and there's green M&Ms. If I tell you I'm going to give you $1,000 for every green M&M, are you going to gather all of the yellow M&Ms? It looks like I have like a basket of M&Ms from the heavens. Look at my hands. Are you going to bring me the yellow M&Ms and you're going to say, look, I've been really talking to these yellow M&Ms. I've told the yellow M&Ms how pretty the color green is. I've sent these yellow M&Ms the videos of that sexy green M&M, and all of these yellow M&Ms, I have talked them into becoming green. Here they are. No, those are the yellow M&Ms. You wouldn't do that. Are you going to take all the brown M&Ms and be like, okay, brown M&Ms, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to leave you here. And tomorrow when I come back, I'm going to keep talking to you about being a green M&M. Okay. Brown M&Ms. Tomorrow when I come back, you're going to be green. Are you ready? Go. No, you're not going to do it. Right. And I want you to think about that as the same as your Prove It business, as you're having these conversations. Green M&Ms are people that are going to multiply your business. They are the people that are entrepreneurs. They are the people that are promoters. They're the people that are like raising their hand and saying, look, I see what you see. I think like you think. I believe like you believe. I have greatness inside of me. I want to do this with you. Those are the green M&Ms that you're like, let's do it. The brown M&Ms, those are the customers. Let those brown M&Ms be brown M&Ms. Get them started. Help them get their order in. Let's go. The yellow M&Ms, those are the customers that want to be on SmartShip. Guess what? We don't have to try to talk them into, we don't have to try to beg them. We don't have to try to drag them in to be a green M&M. Let them be yellow M&Ms. Help them get started. Help them get started on their smart ship. Then you have the red M&Ms. Those are the people that are like, look, I don't think that I really want to do this business, but I would like to get my product for free because I think my mom and my sister, I think they would order this with me and we'd go do this together and we could all lose 20 pounds and feel great and have mental clarity and focus and fat loss and all the things. Let those people get started. Let them get started. Help them introduce it to their mom and their sister. And then you just encourage and love on them where they are. And then you find those green M&Ms. Here's what I know. I have never in 12 or 13 years of doing this and 8 or 7.5 years of doing this with Prove It, I have never talked someone into doing this and they do well. That's mine. Maybe you guys are different, but I've never begged or went after somebody or talked them into doing it and they've done well. So my feeling is help them get in where they fit in. If they're green, get them started as a promoter. If they're yellow, let them be a customer. If they want to get their product for free, that's amazing. Someday they might call you and say, hey, I see what you're doing and I want to do what you're doing. But here's what I want you to think of. Your store is open, right? So when you're talking about Prove It, when you're talking about ketones, when you're talking about the opportunity, you're showing them all the options and then they're able to get in where they fit in. So I say all that to say, we're going to give you recruiting tips. We've got 3 kick butt boss babe ladies that are going to give you some recruiting tips on how to have the ketone conversation and how to have a conversation about being a promoter. But I don't want you to just do this and the only thing you're doing every day, all day long is looking for promoters and you're leaving out all of those other colors of people who want to be a customer or want to get their product for free. What we're doing is just to help you expand your vision that your store is open and you have all these options. You can help somebody get in as a customer. You can help them get in as a customer with a smart ship. You can help them get in as a customer and get their product for free, or they can become a promoter. It's just exposing people to all of those options and then asking them, where do you fit in? What does this look like for you? You tell me what you want to do, and I will make sure that I get you in the right category. Or if you're not sure, let's get your questions answered so that you can be in the right category and give people the grace to be able to move categories. It's the best thing ever. When they get started, they have an experience, they naturally start talking, and then they call back and they're like, oh man, Emily, I just ran into my friend at the grocery store. I think I want to get my product for free. So when they know the options, they can choose their category. They can also move categories. So I hope that gives you all a little clarity on the recruiting conversation. It's always been there. It's just giving you guys a little bit more of a focus so your energy can flow in that direction so that your whole store can be open so that you can help people get in where they fit in. Are we together? Let me see your thumbs. Oh, good. Todd, that's a good thumb. I see it, buddy. Okay, good. I'm not sure is there an order to this amazingness? It's Lori. Okay, y'all. This is my friend Lori. She's absolutely amazing. She's from the Northeast. And I got to meet Lori in the Bahamas, and her and I had a moment on the beach where we're like, our babies are going to college. We had a moment on the beach. And one of the best things about the Prove It community, I'll share with you all quickly. When my baby moved to Stillwater, Oklahoma to attend Oklahoma State University, the Melkies, Steve and Stephanie, introduced me to a promoter that lived in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And I was like, I love you so much. I was like, can you be my girl's mama when she needs a mama and I'm 5 hours away? This sweet Cindy, who lives in Stillwater, brought my daughter medicine once. She brought her dinner once. She helped her get a vet appointment for her cat once. Like, it was awesome. So when I was talking to Lori, and Lori was like, my baby's going to Wisconsin and I don't know anybody. I was like, Lori, you come with me. I know Kelsey. She lives in Wisconsin, like 10 minutes from that college, and she can be your girl's mama away from home. So it's like one of my favorite things about the Prove It community, that we get to make these connections with people. I would have never known Lori. Now Lori knows Kelsey, who literally lives 10 minutes away from her daughter. Like, this is way more than just helping people start a business. It's like let's help people live their best life in all these cool ways. So Lori, over to you.
Natalie, that was a lot. That was awesome. So I will just share this really quickly. This is my gorgeous, blonde, beautiful baby daughter who is now going to meet with Kelsey and me March 3rd. I'm super excited. So I actually do have a new baby mama for my baby. So thank you so much for that. There's nothing like being an empty nest mom or a mom when your baby moves far away and you don't have anybody there to help. So I do appreciate that. So that was awesome. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lori Hart. I've been with Prove It now for 2 years. Hello, everybody. Hello. I live in the Boston area. And so like Natalie just made so many great points about helping people get in where they fit in. And also like Natalie, I've been in this style business since my oldest, who's 25, was about 20. And so for me, this conversation is my favorite one. I love talking to people about our opportunity. As an entrepreneur, as Natalie just mentioned, so many people are going to bed right now, you guys, worried about how they're going to buy a dozen eggs tomorrow, how they're going to heat their home for the winter, how they're going to send their little beautiful Olivia's off to college. I mean, like literally people are worrying about that. And that's part of what we have. Part of our portfolio is, yes, we have energy, we have focus, fat loss, better sleep, better mood. We have all the things, but we also have an income opportunity that sometimes we get a little bit nervous and a little bit scared to tell people, right? Because maybe that fear sets in that you don't want them to look at you and think, oh, I got it. She just wants to make some money from me, right? So that's part of the fear that we sometimes think about. But I want you guys to know that people are looking for a better way. You were, I was, Natalie was, Ann was, Allie was, Roy was. So I want you to type in the comments from me right now. How did you get introduced to Prove It? This conversation was super powerful to me when I was in a room on a lab tour. Nick had asked the whole room, how did you find out about Prove It? And when you stop to think, we all found out a different way, right? It could have been from somebody online. Somebody might have called you that loves you on the phone and said, hey, Amy, you know what? I found something. It's helping me feel amazing. Are you open to taking a look at it? It doesn't matter. I just want to know in the comments how you found Prove It, because there are so many ways to share this conversation. And when you go back and look in the chat, I think it's going to really resonate with you and go, wow, I didn't really think of that, right? It might have been a trial pack. It might have been, again, online. It could have been a friend of a friend or somebody in your community that just started shedding fat and you asked, right? For me, I was the asker. I was the one. I went to Nick and I said, what do you got? I am looking for something. So I just think that that's a super powerful eye opener, right? So here's when you're saying Keto Dad, that's online. So you're learning online, right? So we are here today to just give you some tips and some scripts and just a little bit of a bigger, broader understanding about the recruiting process. Maybe you've wanted to have that conversation, but you're just not quite sure how to even start it, right? So I'm going to give you a few tips, and then we're going to have the amazing Amber Horn, and then we're going to have Becca, and they're going to just kind of wrap this all up in a bow. But Amber, I'm going to read this daily activity part just before I give you guys some tips on how to invite to the conversation, okay? So we just were thinking a good amount of daily activity. Like Natalie said, we still want to sell ketones. We still want people to drink them. We still want them to get in where they fit in, right? But a good, better, best approach. Who wants to build a team? Who wants some promoters? Raise your hand if that's you. Yes, look at everybody's raising their hand, right? Because we can 10 times this faster if we do that. So good. One conversation a day would be awesome. One business post a week. That will be the good space. The better space would be 3 daily conversations, right? Maybe 2 business posts per week. So if you got a pen and you got a paper, jot some of this stuff down because I may just drop a bomb. Number 3, the best is 5 new conversations daily about the business, right? And 3 to 5 posts per week. And you guys, we've got some amazing things coming for you. We're going to be having some business posts for you to put up. We're going to be making some slides. You're going to know all about that today. We have some great tools that we're working on for you to share the conversation of business just a little bit easier, okay? So if that makes sense, Raise your hand. Yes, Todd's raising. I see. Awesome. Okay. I talk a little fast sometimes. The good news is this is recorded, so if you have to go back. Okay, so I'm going to give you some ideas on how to have that conversation, because this is where this is one of my gifts. This is what I love to do. I love to talk about the business. So when I am about to tell somebody, after we talk about ketones, after they decide, yes, I want to try this product, one of the things I ask is, curious, would you like to join as a customer or a promoter? So I am already starting from that get-go conversation. I am already introducing to them, promoter, what does that mean? What does that even mean, right? Well, I don't know if you know, but we have a business opportunity attached to these products. Becca or Amber or somebody or Natalie on our thread is going to drop in the comments in the chat for you a whole list of scripts that I've made that you guys can use to match, right? And here's the very top tip on these scripts. Make them sound like you. Don't sound like me. Make them sound like you, all right? Take my words. Don't change them too much, right? Because we want to remember when we're talking about business, we don't want to verbal vomit. We don't want to keep going and going and going and going and going because we're just waiting for them to agree with us. So we just keep talking, right? We don't want to over talk. We want to keep that question short and sweet. And if you notice, a lot of the times after I ask a question, I will pause, let them answer, right? And if they don't answer, then they're not interested at that time. Okay. So I always just pause, let them answer you before you think that maybe they're not interested. So you keep talking. But we got this community and we've got these people. And if you met my friend Becca and oh my gosh, Emily is in this, if we keep doing that, they're going to just put their hands up and say, whoa, I don't even think I want to drink this product. Never mind join you in business. So we always want to ask and let them answer. Just be respectful to their answer, whether it's yes or no, right? Another thing I like to do is I like to take it and just say, if it's not for you, no big deal, no problem, right? I want to give them an out so they don't feel like they have to join me in business. They want to feel like they can just drink the product. It's okay. It's not bothering me at all. I'm giving you an option. So you either want it or you don't. And I'm totally cool with that either way, right? We don't ever want to make somebody feel like we're begging them. And like Natalie just laid out on the line, it's so true. She's never begged somebody into business with her enough, right, that they're going to even come in and do something. So we don't need to beg people. Let the product do its work. Let the person leave with the product and let people start asking them. And inadvertently, those M&Ms will start flipping colors before your eyes, right? So that's number one. Tip number one is I always ask at the end of the sale, do you want to join me as a customer or do you want to join me as a promoter? Let them know we have that opportunity. Okay. Super simple. Anybody can say that. All right. Next, I was thinking about this week. I put up a post. Can I get a hello from all the 50 states? I know a lot of you have done that. That led me into the script that I have here. It's in the chat somewhere. When they answered me, I just went back in and I messaged them 2-3 days later. Hey, thank you so much for commenting on my post. Oh my gosh. Anne, are you still living in Maryland? I'm looking to expand a business. The scripts are in there. I don't need to read them to you, but that is the point of that. So I'm attracting, right? I'm attracting people to a conversation with me. If they answered my post, that's giving me permission to speak to them, right? So they said, yes, hey, or it was Happy Valentine's Day. Can I get a Happy Valentine's Day? I know a lot of you participated in some of these scripts and you put that post up. And when I put those posts up, I put them in color. I put a color block. Does everybody know how to do that when they're just writing words? Yes. Okay. We want to draw them to us, right? So it could be a picture of you or it could be that block form. Can I get a hello? You could be going a picture of you with a smile and your hand up. Can I get a hello from all the 50 states, right? It's just attracting. So think about that. When we're posting on Facebook, we're attracting people, right? And when they answer and they engage with us, to me, that's permission to talk to them, right? And I usually talk to them privately in Messenger. I don't talk to them typically on my post. I may or may not put up a smiley face or a heart, depending on what the post is about. But my post is to engage. So I'm engaging whether it's where do you live? What are you doing for dinner plans this weekend? They're giving me permission to now go ahead and ask them in Messenger, right? Hey, Bobby, awesome. I see you live in Florida. I'm looking to expand a business that area. Who do you know that may be interested in an online business, right? So I'm giving Bobby an opportunity to say, well, what's it all about? Again, we have some tools that are being made for you, and that you'll be able to use to introduce them to the business conversation. So I think either Amber or Becca will go over the new tools. All right, so the last tip I have for you is people that are already drinking ketones. They're already drinking them. They're already loving them, right? Did somebody pop my scripts into the chat? Let me take a peek here. Yes, okay. So listen, you can just match up. So all the little bombs I have, your current customers. Hey, Amy, I wanted to pop in and thank you for supporting me by using these awesome products. Now that you are getting your own results, would you be open to learning how you can make some extra income or drink them for free simply by sharing your results? If not, that's totally cool. And I'm going to let them answer me, right? And if they say, you know what, I am loving these. 7 of my friends have said you look amazing, or you're lighting up a room, or you're full of energy, then the next step is typically to always connect with whoever you're working with, or we now have a new video resource for you to send out. So those are my 3 ideas for just being able to start the conversation. And you guys, these conversations are going to look different for everybody. That's why the scripts are very, very different, right? Some people are already drinking ketones. Some people don't even know what they are. And if they don't know what they are, we want to teach them first. So I always want you to send off the campfire video. Let's teach them what ketones are first, right? Let them know, well, this is the product I'm sharing. Here's a quick video. When can you watch it? Another thing I love to do is when I ask them when you can watch it, I don't want to always send the resources in the moment because I'm excited. I want to make sure that the person I'm talking to has a half an hour. They have 3 minutes for the campfire video. I want to make sure I'm sending those tools to them when they can be focused, right? Because if I send you something, Emily, at noontime, and then Olivia throws up and has a bad diaper, and then you forget, and now it's 7 o'clock at night and I'm circling back, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I completely forgot you were sending me that this morning. I'm going to send it when Emily tells me it's a good time for her, right? And then I'll say, you know what, I'm going to follow back with you in about half an hour. So I like to already book that follow-up appointment in the moment. I like to say to Emily, I'm going to send you the video at 6 when you're free, and I'm going to follow back up about 6:30. How does that sound? So I'm always getting permission as I'm sending these tools. Sound good? Yes? Awesome. Thumbs up. Cool. Okay. So next, I am going to send this off to my friend Becca, Mama Becca, Coach Becca, up in New Hampshire, and she has got some awesome tips on the conversation.
Hey, hi, hello, how are we? This has already been jam-packed with amazing information, you guys. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed. Take notes, but you don't have to remember everything. This is being recorded. You can go back. You can watch it again later. If you don't know me, I'm Coach Becca. I live up in New Hampshire. I am a stay-at-home mom of a 15-year-old boy who's here with me today, and I'm due to have a baby in 6 weeks. I've been drinking and sharing ketones since November of 2018. And just a little background of my story, if you've never heard it, I did not get started with the product. I was in a position where I was a single mom, struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, had more months than I did at the end of my money. And it was November, and in New Hampshire, it's freezing cold in November. And we ran out of heating fuel in my house, and I had no money in savings. I didn't know how I was going to pay for a delivery of heating fuel, never mind put food on the table and then worry about Christmas the next month. And so I'm going to share with you what I'm going to share is a few people. Those scripts are amazing. It's awesome to be able to use those scripts, but who do we talk to? Well, my story starts because I called a friend, one of my friends who was already drinking ketones, who was already part of this opportunity, just like you are. And I was stressed, and I was sharing the position that I was in. And they were bold and courageous enough to say, hey, if you want it, there's an opportunity here to make money. So I'm going to share with you some people who you can look for to share this opportunity with, because I don't know, drop a 1 in the chat if you're ever like, I don't know who to talk to. Who do I talk to? Where do I find these people? How do I find people who actually are going to want to join in business, right? So I'm going to share with you some tips on who to look for, what to look for, and how to share this conversation. So you heard Lori mention our system, our simple system ACE, attract, connect, enroll. And so a big piece of this is not just attracting, but I also like to say approach. So my friend approached me. He listened to what I was sharing with him, that I was stressed, that I was afraid, that I didn't have enough income coming in to provide for my family. And he was bold and courageous and approached me offering this opportunity. And it was exactly what I needed in that moment. I didn't know it yet. I didn't know what it was going to turn out to be, but he was bold and courageous enough to just ask. So finding the people, attracting or approaching the people, where are you going to find them? The first type of person that you can find is your raving fan customers. Those people who have been drinking ketones forever and ever, people who have been on SmartShip forever and ever, have gotten their free SmartShip products. They drink them all the time. They're loving the results. That's somebody that you can talk to about this opportunity. The other people, brand new customers, when they're just getting started, I think Lori mentioned this, when they're just getting started, you can ask them, would you like to sign up as a customer or promoter? Just to open that entire storefront. We have the product and we have the opportunity. If you went to a restaurant and a waitress was, taking your order and, they had a soup on special for the day, they would typically say, would you like to add a cup of soup to that? Right? So why not just make the ask? That's the number one thing. Make the ask. Whether it's a new customer or somebody who's been drinking ketones for a while, make the ask. Now, here's the other thing, is a real big piece of this attract is sharing your own personal story, right? That's what it is. Sharing your own personal story or sharing other people's stories. Maybe you're just getting started in business. When I was just getting started, I didn't have a product testimonial, but I used somebody else's, right? So use someone else's story if you don't yet have a business story, and make a post. Put up a post on your Facebook. That's the first thing that you can do. You can use your social media. If you're not a social media person, that's okay. Pick up the phone and either text or call someone. Hey, I'm not sure if I got a chance to share my story with you. Do you have a few minutes so I could tell it to you? Right? I'm huge right now on picking up the phone and calling people. That's how I like to connect with people, because they can hear the passion, the energy, and the excitement that's coming from my heart around sharing this conversation, whether it's about the product or if it's about the opportunity. So, hey, I don't think I've told you my story yet. Could I share you? Do you have a few minutes so that I could share it with you? Right? Sharing your own story is going to be super powerful. Facts tell. Yes, we have an amazing business that's open in 28 countries. We have awesome customer service. We have an amazing customer support. We have all of these facts, but the stories that come from the community of moms who are able to stay home with their babies, people who are able to actually afford eggs right now, which are more expensive than diamond rings, people who are able to put gasoline in their vehicles, right? People who are able to get heating fuel without having to wonder if they're going to be able to be warm this winter. Stories that people are going to be able to relate to. So put up a Facebook post, reach out to the person who shared this opportunity with you and ask them for help to formulate a post. I think Amber's going to go over some posts. I think we're going to put together some posts for you to be able to take, copy, and paste, enter in your own information and share it, right? So we're going to make it super simple and super easy for you. So a post, texting and calling. Who are you going to text and call? Well, your family, your friends, right? People who already know, like, and trust you. You can pick up the phone and you can call them. You can say, hey, listen, I just got started doing this thing, or I've been doing this thing, and I think you'd be really awesome, and I'd love to do it with you. Would you be open to linking arms with me and giving this a shot? Right? So pick up the phone, call the people who already know, like, and trust you, that you have a relationship with, and offer them that opportunity. Be bold and courageous, just like my friend was with me, because it could be exactly what that person has been looking for, and they don't even know it. I didn't know it at the time, but he said, there's an opportunity here to make money if you want it. I said, yes. And here we are over 4 years later. Okay. So the other type of person you're going to look for are people who you think would be awesome at this. Now, this means going out into the community, wherever you're going, whether it's you go out to eat and you have a waitress who has an amazing personality and she just makes your entire meal and experience amazing. You can say that, hey, you have an amazing personality and I think you'd be really awesome at doing what I do. Would you be open to taking a look at some information, right? Whether it's somebody who has a large network, a hairdresser who has multiple clients who come and sit in her chair all day long, right? Somebody like that. If it's someone who has an entrepreneurial mindset, who's already working on building businesses, who has that idea of time flexibility and financial freedom, they want to build another additional stream of income, right? So start jogging your mind, thinking of people that you know in your community, who you see on a regular basis, who you can meet, right? People who you meet out are some, I mean, I saw Sarah Ramos drop in the chat that she got introduced to this opportunity because she was waitressing and somebody gave her their card, their business card. So look for the people who have it, right? You all have it. You know what I'm talking about. That drive, that hunger, that passion for helping people. And you can go out and you can detect that in other people and have this conversation with them. Now, here's the thing. What are you going to do with the people once you find the people who say yes? And here's a pro tip. All of the no's, celebrate those. Every time you get a no, celebrate it, because you're that much closer to a yes, right? Go out and get all the no's because you're that much closer to a yes. Instead of letting it beat you down, say, okay, awesome. I don't have to follow up with that person. I don't have to ask them again, right? I can move on and find somebody who is ready. Celebrate that. So what do you do with the people once you find them? What do you do with the people who say yes? I just told you, I like to get them on the phone. If you're meeting them through social media, online, or you're texting them or messaging them, find a time that you can connect on the phone with them and get someone else to be on the phone with you. Have a third-party validation there, okay? Reach out to the person who introduced you to this opportunity. Find somebody who has a story that will be like theirs. If it's a single mom who's at home, who's struggling, right? Find somebody who has a story that's powerful that they're going to relate to. Ask them, hey, would you be open to jumping on the phone with so-and-so? I just met her. She's, a single mom at home. She's looking for an income stream. And I know that your story will really relate. Use the community, connect people to the community, whether it's the person that introduced you or somebody that you know that has a powerful story. Get them on the phone, okay? If you aren't able to get them on the phone, if they're not interested in getting on the phone, we have some really awesome resources that we are creating for you. Quick videos, 30-minute videos that are jam-packed, filled with powerful stories and information about what exactly this opportunity is and how we do it. So we just created a video that's going to be coming out for you to be able to send to people. I highly suggest having that as a backup. Get them on the phone first, right? Get them on the phone with somebody so they can hear the energy and excitement. But we also have these tools and resources like this video that if they're not able to jump on the phone, like Lori said, hey, I have a really awesome video that's going to explain more about the opportunity. You'll hear some really powerful stories. When do you have 30 minutes that you can check it out, right? Ask them. When's a good time for you to take 30 minutes and watch this video? I'd love to send it over. I think you're going to love it, right? So using the videos. And then the third resource that I want to talk about is our guest calls. On Thursday nights, every other Thursday night is going to be strictly business focused, which is awesome. However, any Thursday night is awesome because they're going to get on and they're going to hear powerful stories, testimonials. They're going to see that it's not just you, some crazy person who loves their ketones and is sharing them all over the world doing this thing. They're going to see that there's hundreds and thousands of other people who are plugging into these calls, who are sharing this at a high level, and how it's impacting other people's lives. Something is going to impact them and resonate with them. And they're going to take that and they're going to say, okay, maybe I can do this. It's going to build their belief in themselves, their belief in the product, as well as their belief in our company. So what are we doing? We're attracting or approaching people, right? Gave you some tips on who to look for, who to ask. I gave you some tips on then connecting, what to do, how to connect, phone call, right? Resources, video, guest call, and then you're going to help them get enrolled and get started. So here's the thing. If you're getting them on the phone with somebody else, it's not your job to worry about that. Somebody else can explain to them the packages. Somebody else can explain to them how to get started, right? So that's really exciting. If you don't have somebody else that you're working with, you can let them know that there's a couple different ways to get started. We have a mega or a max pack that's going to give them product to have inventory, right? So that they can start sharing this product with sample packs, get it into people's hands so that they can get ketones into their body and see how the product works for them. The power of the product, right? It sells itself once you get ketones into people's hands. So sharing with people the different ways to get started and why it's important for them to have a mega or a max pack, because sample packs, how many people, drop a 1 in the chat, got started with a sample pack, right? Sample packs are an amazing tool that we have. People drink the product, they see how they feel, and they're ready to go share this conversation as well. So making sure to let them know that getting started with a mega or max pack is going to be the best way for them to get started, to make as much money as they would like coming in, whether it's a couple $100s for groceries, some money for heating fuel, or a full-time income. So those are my tips. I hope you guys got something out of that. I know we're fire hosing you with information. Don't get overwhelmed. Again, find one thing that you can take from this Zoom and go start applying it consistently and see what your results are. So I'm going to toss it over to my friend Amber Horn. She's going to share with you. She is a social media queen, the master. She's going to share with you some tips and tricks on how to utilize and implement this conversation on social media. So Amber, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you, Becca. Hi, guys. My name's Amber Horn. I live out in Oregon, mom of 6, grandma of almost 2. I have 1 grandchild and my other one is like on the way any moment. So I am super excited about that. But I've been sharing ketones for over 2 years now. I had an amazing physical transformation and just story with the product that I wanted to start sharing it with other people. And I've done that a lot on social media. I've done it in person as well. But I wanted to share today some of the things that I've learned on social media through trial and error. So I, first of all, want to say this. When I got off the call, the recruiting roundtable call the other day, I thought, okay, the 5 people buying a max or mega pack, that's like out of my range. And my focus was on that, the 5 people, the 5 people, the 5 people. And then I stepped back and realized that I don't need to focus on how many people are enrolling. I need to focus on my daily activity. And it related specifically to my weight loss journey when I was so scale obsessed and not focused on the daily activities I can do to get the results. I wasn't successful. So I just want to wrap our heads around the fact that we don't want to focus on the results. We want to focus on the daily activities that we need to do to drive the results. And we came up with a good, better, best, which Lori mentioned. But what I wanted to say is come up with your own standard. How many people do you want to have a business conversation with every single day? Is that 1? Can you raise it a little bit higher, maybe to a 2 or a 3? So our good, I don't have it in front of me. I think it was 1 is good, 3 is better, 5 is best. And if you can even go above 5, That's awesome. But set a standard for yourself and try to accomplish that every single day. If you need to write it down or have a little checklist to cross off, I've talked to my 5 people today, or I've talked to my 4 people today, do that. But that's super important. And that way you have something in your mind that you're trying to accomplish. So the next thing I wanted to just talk about really briefly was creating curiosity. So I'm not one that goes on social media and says, join my business, everybody, sign up now. This is how much it costs. I don't do that. What I like to do is create curiosity. I like to put up posts and reels and stories to get people thinking, oh my gosh, she's now in the Bahamas. I wasn't in the Bahamas because I'm waiting for my grandchild to arrive any moment, but so I missed the trip. But you want to share your journey, not just with the product, but with the business. So think about what you're sharing online. Are you only sharing the product, or are you even sharing the product? Are you sharing the business in the way that your life has been impacted by the business? So if you're somebody who never traveled before and now you're traveling, you want to show that. You want to share that. If you're somebody who is now able to pay for groceries, you want to share that or help contribute to the family household or make the car payment. You want to share those things. So I wanted to pull up, I'm going to screen share really quick. I'm going to give you like really specific tactical examples of what you can be doing online to share the business opportunity. And I saw that Jody's on here and I didn't get permission, but her Facebook is public. So I'm assuming that she's okay with me sharing it. I was looking for some examples of somebody online who shares their journey with the business. And Jody's a perfect example. So I'm going to screen share her feed and show you some of the things that she has done that you can do as well. So let me get my screen share on here. Okay. Here's my Zoom. All right. Can you guys see Jody's? I can't see anybody though, so I won't be able to know if there's a thumbs up. Let me. Can someone let me know if you guys can see Jody's Facebook? I'm assuming you can, right? Someone want to come off mute and just say yes or no?
Got it.
Okay, thank you. All right, so here's Jody's Facebook news feed, and I'm going to go down a little bit and go to, all right, so here's the first curiosity post that I found of hers. She's not saying, hey, join my business, find out what I do. What she's doing is sharing her experience in the Bahamas. She's sharing her journey with the business. The next one that I saw, here's more, sharing her journey with the business, right? More. All right, she's put up a reel that talks about her experience on the product. She's not saying you have to try this product. She's just talking about her story, sharing her experience on the product. Here's another one, another curiosity post. People are probably wondering, where is she standing? What is that circle above her that says P on it? Is that the Prove It logo? Oh my gosh, she looks so happy. She looks fabulous. Like, I want to find out more about what she's doing. So those are some examples. Jody's a great example of somebody who is sharing her journey with the business, not just with the product, but with the business. All right, I'm coming back in and to talk about the next thing. The next thing I wanted to give you a tip on is going live. And you don't need to go live and talk about ketones all the time. You should go live and talk about things in your life, talk about your pets, talk about maybe you have a message you want to share, something that you've overcome, maybe a mindset block, or maybe you went out and ran 5 miles and you want to talk about how you were able to train to be able to run those 5 miles. So go live for about 15 minutes. And during your live, you could say this a few different times. Hey, if you want to know how I'm home right now and not at work and how I'm earning money, or if you want to learn more about what I do, then drop a B-I-Z in the comments. Okay. And just wait and see what happens. And then keep going on and talking about whatever you're talking about. And then maybe come back to that before you get off and say the same thing over again. So I had this happen. I learned this last week on a training call that I was on. And I thought, I'm going to implement this tomorrow when I go live. And so I did. I was talking, my husband and I were on, and we were talking about being empty nesters and how much our life has changed. And then I quickly jumped into that conversation and said, hey guys, John goes to work every day, but I stay home and I work from my phone. And then I shared a little bit, just a little tad bit about my business story and how much what I do has changed my life. And then I said, drop biz in the comments if you want more information. And I had 4 or 5 people drop biz. But I had one person, when I reached out to those 4 people, that actually responded back. And that person signed up as a promoter the next day with the Max Pack. And I was like, holy smokes, I implemented something and it worked. And I was so excited. So I wanted to share that tip with you. Make sure to give a call to action. People could be watching and not necessarily knowing like, okay, I want more information, but what do I do? How do I talk to her? Do I message her, or do I just keep watching? Like, give them a call to action, tell them exactly what to do if they're interested, and see what happens. So you could use any word. It doesn't have to be biz. All right. The next example that I wanted to give is a reel. I just put up a reel that is a little more forward than creating curiosity. And I will show you, I use a trending audio, and I will show you what it looks like. You can use this audio. You can go to my page and click on the bottom and use the same audio, but it's a super simple reel. And there are so many of them online, some ideas that you can do that are business related, not just product related. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. Now I'm going to go over to my Instagram. All right, Lori, I can see you. Will you give me a thumbs up or down if you can see the screen? You can see it? Okay. All right, so I just put this up. It hasn't even refreshed, so it says I have 0 views on it, but I'm going to show you what it is. Let me turn my volume up.
This, I want to work with you.
Can you hear it, Lori?
If you are this, and this, I want to work with you.
So I saw somebody else using this audio.
If you are this, and this.
Let me pause it. Or I guess I can mute it. I saw somebody else using this audio, and it just said, if you're this, or this, I want to work with you. And what type of people am I trying to attract? Okay. I love helping people, and those are the kind of people I usually attract. So that was the first thing I put. I then put something really silly, like if you have a phone, that's all you need for this business. So I put love helping people, have a phone, and then need additional income, because so many people need that right now. And then in my caption, I gave a call to action. I said, if you want more information, type a me in the comments. All right, so I'm attracting them in, and then I'm giving them a call to action. So I have no idea how many people are going to see this post today or tomorrow or 2 weeks from now, but it's going to be sitting on my Instagram. And if somebody's interested, I need to check back and see who's going to drop a me. And then I'm going to reach out to them. And Becca kind of already went over all the information about how to reach out. Okay. So you could put up a reel. Make sure if you put up a reel to share it both on Instagram and Facebook. So you've got it in 2 different places. My description, I don't remember what I put actually, but I do know I gave a call to action. I probably said something like, actually, I don't remember, but go look at my page and you can see exactly what I said, but it had something to do with me, probably my excitement about what I do and how I want to share it. And then if you're interested in more, drop a me. So always like be excited, show excitement in your verbiage. All right, the next thing I wanted to do is talk about stories. And when you are attracting people into the conversation, they then become kind of like a warm market. So if you put a reel out and people decide to follow you, or you put content out and they started following you, they then become a warm market, and you want to feed them content to make them understand like what you do, how you do it. And the quickest way to go from cold, warm to hot, as far as prospect is concerned, hopefully I'm making sense. I may be speaking in terms that's hard to understand, but hit me up if you don't know what I'm talking about. The best way to do that is to go either live or talk in your stories. If you're just putting up static post after static post after static post, it's going to take a long time for that person to know, like, and trust you and believe what you're saying. If you put your face and you're talking, that's going to speed up that whole process of, oh, I like her. I like what she's talking about. She's super smart. I want to be like her. I'm going to try those ketones. Like, I need that too. I need that energy. I need that excitement. I need that happy juice, or whatever you want to call it. So the more that you can put your face on the camera talking, the quicker that know, like, and trust factor is going to happen. So I recently put up a story. And then it's actually a story sequence. First of all, I got on there and I said, hey, everybody, happy Wednesday, or whatever day it was. I'm so excited. I have some new team members to welcome. So if you have somebody on your team, it doesn't even have to be you that enrolled them. It could be somebody else on your team that enrolled them. Make a story and post it up so people can see, oh my gosh, people are joining her. People are joining her team. And then on the last slide, I gave a call to action. And it said something like, if you want more information, click this button, or if you're ready, click this button. So it was a poll. And I got a lot of interaction. Not everybody was actually interested. Some people just like clicking polls, but I did have a lot of conversations happen from that. So I don't want to take too much time to show you that, because we are like totally out of time. But if you want to go to my Instagram, the Amber Horn, you can see that in my stories. Actually, it's archived now, so you won't be able to. Reach out to me if you want to. We are really like running out of time, so I'm not going to show you, because I wanted to also talk to you about something that's happening. We are going to create a team-wide story about the business. Okay, so it's going to be a slide, a template slide, and it's going to say why I love Prove It, or why Prove It, why now. And we're going to create a template, and then you're going to get a survey questionnaire if you want us to create a template for you. We want them kind of all be uniform. So what we need from you is 3 or 4 reasons why you love Prove It, and then a picture, and that information will be coming. And then we're going to create a series of slides and put them in our Facebook group. Better Starts Here. So you can access yours, you can access 3 or 4 teammates, you can create these stories to put up on your social media. So that's going to be coming either in the next few days. So watch for that and be sure to respond so we can create a story for you. Yeah, Roy, so you'll have that tool. It's going to be awesome, because everybody has different reasons why they joined this business and why they love Prove It. And it's great because somebody that you're talking to may not necessarily be interested in the reasons you joined, but they could be interested in the reasons a teammate joined. So sharing somebody else's story is super powerful. Okay. So I'm out of time. I'm going to wrap up, and hopefully maybe we can do this again, because I've got some more resources to share. And but we're out of time. So I'm going to turn this back over to Natalie, and hopefully I'll see some of your posts online.
Great, great, great job. I mean, y'all put some love in the chat for Lori and Becca and Amber giving you some of their best stuff this morning. I absolutely love it. Hey, the Amazon man is here, so the dog's gonna freak out, but it's so exciting to see like the different ideas. And the coolest thing is you get to pick and choose, like, oh, like Lori said, this sounds like me. This is something that I would naturally say or do. Or Amber says like, hey, try this idea. Maybe an idea pushes you out of your comfort zone, but you never know until you try. I think the other thing to think about when you are posting on social, like I've made the mistake in the past thinking like, oh, I posted that, I'm sure everybody has already seen that. That is not true. Do you all realize like how little people are actually exposed to what you're posting, what you're saying, the reel you put up? Like sometimes you'll need to post 20 times for somebody to see it once. So don't be discouraged of like, oh, I put a post up yesterday and my whole network, nobody responded. Well, guess what? Maybe nobody saw it. Maybe the algorithm was not in your favor. That's why I like personally, like in-person conversations, use voice memos when you're sending people Facebook messages so they can hear your voice, hear your excitement. You know, they're getting the message, you know, you're personally reaching out to them. So think of like casting the wide net is reels and posts and all of those things. You're casting this really wide net that has the potential to expose not only the people that you currently know, like, and trust, but it has the potential to expose strangers as well if your reels or things are public. And then the narrow net is me saying, hey, Lori, it's me, Nat. I was thinking about you today and I wanted to share ketones with you. Like, that's the small net where it's like, I'm actually casting in Lori's direction because I like her. I think she'd love ketones. I think she might be interested in this, or I think she might have a need for this in her life. So you have the big nets and you have the small nets, but the good news is your pole's in the water. Your net is in the water. My husband teases me. I only like catching. I don't really prefer fishing. I get really bored at fishing, but catching is really fun. But one thing I do know from my time in fishing, you're catching nothing if you're not in the water, right? So really all of these ideas are just to encourage you all to get your pole, get your net, get that worm, get the hook, all of that stuff in the water so that you have the opportunity to get a new customer. So you have the opportunity to get a new promoter. The other thing I say in closing is we just recorded, like literally minutes before the call, we just recorded a new recruiting resource that you all are going to have access to that you can share as a YouTube link. It's about 30 minutes long, and like we take somebody from who's Prove It, why ketones, what they do in your body, to the stories of 6 people who have changed their life through the power of building a business with Prove It and using ketones in their own life and family and all of those things. I think it'll be a really solid tool that you can say like, oh, you're interested in the business, you have some more questions, watch this video. Let me know once you've seen it, get back to me, all of those things. So we've got that going for y'all, and we're super excited. So thanks for joining us. I think this will be up where you all can share it if you've got somebody who missed it. But let's all get our nets in the water. There are hundreds of thousands of people that are praying for something to help them. They're praying for better mood, better sleep, better energy, focus, and fat loss. They're praying for not to stress about buying the cleats for the soccer. They're praying not to stress about the camps that are coming up for their kids. They're praying not to stress about college tuition. They're praying not to stress about finances or their job or picking up extra hours and losing out time with their kids. There are people that are looking for you. We just have to say, hi, I'm right here. Find me, find me. So y'all are absolutely awesome. I hope you have a great day. And I can't wait to welcome all of our new provers into the family soon. So y'all are awesome. Bye.